you are worthless. Your whole hero kit is I'm going to stand here and right click. That isn't enough. Use a
That's true. SAP tells us that Tidehunter is
theory,
1 win out of 6 so far.
That's pretty...
That's bad stats.
we've just seen him win with eHome.
Bad.
That's because it's eHome though.
Bad.
I mean, it's a really good Racer game, honestly. Medusa is that kind of hero, just want to stand there. As long as, like, the main issue with Racer is that sometimes his lane just gets destroyed and there's like no way to come back.
We saw that earlier, right? In the previous game, we saw Razor getting nothing out of lane.
Like you
nothing.
gotta have an early start, and now they pick Tide, as you mentioned. And if he just matches up against that, it's like a dream come true.
A dream come true.
Does the E doesn't dispel anymore, right? Or does it? Does it purge offensively?
No.
I didn't think so. Because it would have been insane against.
It doesn't slow anymore either.
Yeah. And actually, Grimstroke Ultimate and Razor Link does not work for some reason. The chat was very upset about that.
However, you can get a double Storm Bolt.
Yeah, but you cannot double Link. Why?
Because...
It would be OP.
What a BOP is, I mean, you click the hero.
No, if you double link minus and minus 2 lines, obviously, it becomes a plus, and then you give damage instead.
Science, alright.
Yeah.
Science.
Yeah, it's the old saying, you know, like 2 rights don't make a 2 wrongs don't make a right.
There we go.
But 3 rights do make a left.
Great.
Yes.
That's deep.
Deep.
The
Steep?
Husker pick. These
deep?
picks look so...
Deep.
The lanes look so easy for OG right now. I'm a little bit worried.
I love the draft. So much. You combine tanky cores with sustain and damage reduction. And in the case of Razor, you're also going to be stealing away damage. It feels like you're rolling the DPS with fights. And if Gambit doesn't get some massive victory duration of the Ravage Earth Spirit initiation, I don't know how you take out OG.
So when Timber saw
What
that.
do you do about BKBs? A BKB'd Razor runs in. And not to mention, Huskar's going to go that Halberd build. I fear for this Medusa. I feel like you can't deal damage. You're going to deal with entire... You need a crazy good last pick. I have no idea what it...
Shadow Fiend.
Oh, very manly. Shadow
No,
Fiend.
SF is so bad against Huskar. It is actually
so
incredible.
bad in the lane, right?
Yeah.
You just can't play.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Thompson mid though? They
Thompson Razor.
They wanted Racer against Medusa, right?
Yeah, ideally.
I'm pretty sure they can swap if they want to.
Yeah, they'll move around if they need. Have done already. Right, let's do some predictions then. Admiral Bulldog.
You said Gambit's the favorite for the tournament? So?
Yeah, I think they're the better team, but they have a Racer that's super good this game. I'm always worried about Racer, as I mentioned in the laning stage. However, it's Thompson playing it, and if there's a guy that can make a good laning stage, it's Thompson, so I'm definitely going to go with
I
OG.
actually saw they just swapped. It's ILTV playing it now.
Oh, and I lost. No,
Did they swap right at the end?
I just wanted to sway him.
Oh, okay. Because I saw
Are you
him on the
baiting me?
Huskar. Yeah, he's baiting you because ILTW's on the Huskar.
Predictions.
This is serious.
Serious business now.
Yeah, and that's why
Seriously
Kyle is 80% somehow. Did you get it right? That's serious?
Yeah, he had
He had 1-1.
1-on-1.
I bet against
No,
Cloud
he,
to make...
he just went for eHome because it's like an easy pick.
Yeah, but now this is hard. You know? These are two fairly even teams.
This is easy.
It's easy.
I mean, that's what they say every time.
It's definitely...
He's pretending to be confident, but he doesn't really know.
Okay.
Yeah,
OG.
definitely OG.
Okay, all right. So OG for you. OG for Black.
Everyone copying me as well.
Everyone going OG.
Well, I'm Bulldog, I'm taking
3
OG
out of
pick.
3 as far as the picks are concerned. Let's find out from our commentary team what their thoughts are.
They're wrong.
Gents, are you both on the OG train?
Did you just say they're wrong before we even get to us? So what would you like to be wrong about?
I'm gonna pick Gambit this game actually.
Wow.
So
Well, I just told him he's wrong.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, is that because the Deuce of Spirit?
I can't have Bulldog say we're just all copying. it.
Oh, okay.
No, there's something about it. We'll get to it. Let's get your
good.
prediction.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the game.
I'm going Gambit as well for
Okay,
this one.
all right, so Gambit for the pair of you. All right,
Yeah.
let's find out after,
Well, that's why I said they're wrong.
who's right, who's wrong.
Oh, there's so much
Shut
on the,
up,
there's
Black,
so much on the
please.
line here.
So many people on that panel you just want to tell a shut up. But yes, so much also on the line, Cinder, and thank you for bringing us to the point.
I mean, we could. It's us against the panel. That's the first time it's happened, I think, so far in this tournament, that the
yeah.
casters disagree with the panel, and it's 2 versus 3. So this is really
In
exciting.
the last game, there was a little bit of a blend because Kyle was with us, but the rest
Yeah,
of the
we've had
panel was
a
against.
mix.
Yeah,
But-
it's the first time. But for you, I don't know what you think when you look at the Gambit lineup, but I just like their overall team fight, their ability to actually punish OG if they get a bad initiation. Just overall, it feels nicer for Gambit to do it, to execute.
It's just you think about how Gambit has beat OG last time and the way they build their lineups. Gambit, the thing I think when I think of this team, I think 20 minutes. Like, they build lineups that have really strong team fight and group up and push and fight around the 20-minute mark, 20 to 25. And they have a Shadow Fiend who's probably going to go with the Guardian Greaves build that we've seen from Alpha Ninja in multiple games. They have the Medusa frontline tanky core as well, and then they have this massive team fight with Ravage, Earth Spirit, and Lich around it. Now, if we do get to the stage that Kyle was talking about, where OG start getting multiple BKBs, I think this game can get really scary for them. But if things go according to plan and they play their timing, I'm looking at OG's lineup minute 20, and I feel like it can't fight this. I don't think it can. They do at least get the matchup that they were looking for with the Razor against Shadow Fiend. Or actually, never mind, they want a Razor against Medusa and probably Huskar against SF, but if they wanted that, SF is not a side lane hero. OG would have known they could get the SF matchup mid.
Look at this aggression up on top lane with the way this can function. The fact you got Lich as well as Earth Spirit, you got a delivery system for the Frost Shield and just the harassment into the Huskar very early on. And also point out that N0tail is playing that support role as the Dazzle, and it's Seb who's on this Ven in this game. Yep. So we've seen N0tail and Seb switch this role around a lot. So I'm wondering just how much they get out of Seb, apart from just saying, hey, he's a Warcry.
I think OG haven't felt too successful when they played the 5 Sven on N0tail. It's been some of their weaker games, I would say, when they put him on that hero. I don't even know if they won any of their games when he was on the 5 Sven. I think when Seb was Sven, they won their game. It's a different approach, you know. The reason Sven 3 is really nice is that he can very easily buy team items like Vladimir. He can buy Crimson Guard if they need that in this game, or pipe, like whatever you want. Just run in, you tank up, and you frontline for your team. But somebody's got to do the damage in this game, and that's still a little bit concerning for me when I look at this dire lineup, is who kills stuff. Yeah. When we get there, but we'll cross that bridge.
It could be Thompson with a great start in the mid. Like, he's already being a real pain in the butt to Afro Ninja. Because you've just got this static link that you cannot move away from as the SF. We've seen Queen of Pains being picked already today as counters to the Razor with their static link. But SF can't do that. He needs more time. He needs more souls to actually build up before he's got a damage output that Thompson would be scared of.
Yeah. The X factor in this game, of course, is the Earth Spirit, though. We can't forget that Earth Spirit plus Shadow Fiend is a true killer lane. When Earth Spirit comes and rolls in, it sets up at least a double raise, sometimes even a triple raise, and that would kill off this Razor anytime.
Good point.
They have to be a bit careful about that. Perhaps that's the reason they ended up not putting the Huskar mid, that they felt like, because, you know, Razor is not a bad side lane hero either. Yeah. They could have put the Huskar against the Shadow Fiend that Kyle was suggesting, which I think would have also been fine.
Oh, they're going up on top. N0tail, the perfect body block with that rolling boulder forward by the Earth Spirit. N0tail is still heavy damage with the Mystic Snake coming through. The neutrals are almost killing off N0tail. They'll keep the chase going, but that actually allows the Kak to do exactly the same type of thing. That's the worst way to say his name. Lich will go down and they're all on the retreat.
What did you say? Dakak?
I don't know. That's...
All right.
I was prepared. I was actually doing practice to say these bloody bastards' names. Thank you. I'm just gonna break acrylic.
Dakak. I like it. I mean, I'm not going to be like, I'm going to correct you and say perfectly, because I'm not sure I'm going to say it correctly either, but, you know.
Well, you had it with Dahak. But for some reason, I just turned that into a hack.
Oh,
rolling boulder, here we go again.
That's a really good connection.
Yeah, and then the kickback. It's so difficult for Huskar to get out of this one, so he just stacks up as much damage with the Burning Spears onto FNG, force him out of the lane. So even if he does die, the consumable consumption is going to be... I'm just killing myself with my own phrases right now.
Consumable consumption?
Consumable consumption.
I like
the consumables consumed will be high.
Let's see if Thompson is aware of this. This is an important moment. Here comes the roll. He is not aware at all.
All right, and the kick straight up the hill. That's one, that's two. Thompson trying to actually steal out that damage, but remember, it's the Razor to finish the job. That's why he's not moving back into the long range, because that's what Afro had left. But he gets the kill anyway, so Thompson dies and Immersion with a great rotation.
At the very least, SF didn't get the kill, so he doesn't get the gold or full souls here, but it's still a very, very good kill for the Radiant side. It's Grievous laughter. My god.
Yeah, that's one of those things you're happy to have removed from the chat wheel. Thompson's going in real deep at the moment. I don't know if he's looking for immersion or if he's looking for the second coming.
Well, he's not finding either, so he's gonna head back. Maybe find the rune on the way. Nope, didn't check the rune. The bounties are about to spawn though. We'll see how this split goes. Tide and Sven both
they're rolling up.
Bottom.
They're chasing after Jirax. They're going to stay clear of his stun. He actually runs up the hill. The creep wave will follow. But thanks, as he said, to the 5-minute rune, Jirax's movement is protected. The top lane can't rotate.
3 for OG.
It will be.
Good timings on the aggressive movement there from Jirax to secure that.
Oh, immersion. Thompson, no plasma field level up. He went for a 0-3-2 build. Doesn't matter.
So far so good for OG though. They're looking very good in this early game. One of the problems they had to get against Gambit in their series a week ago or two, whenever it was, they got crushed early.
And it's just Static Link combining with No-Tail slow, the kick, immersion, trying to get rid of at least one. He was able to do so, which is a dazzle. Afo has been protected, and Jirax came a little bit too close towards the tower, taking some of the damage.
All right.
So they actually lose both the supports with the dive to the tier 2 tower.
As I was saying, OG's early game going great.
OG's looking really
another one.
hemorrhaged, and Thompson's going to go down again.
Ouch. Okay, well that's kind of the advantage that they had just down the drain right there. They had about 1,000 goal lead. Now it should be close to 0. Shadow Fiend got... Did he get 1 or 2 kills there? He got 2 kills, 1 on No-Tail and 1 on Thompson. Yeah. So OG's problem in the series that they played 1 or 2 weeks ago is that most of their early games, they kind of lost relatively hard, at least in the lane stage, and then Gambit hit this mid-game timing. So it was good news for OG that the lanes were going well this time, but now we're starting to like equalize it, so...
Keep your eyes up on top.
Yeah, looking
actually
at it.
Already missing with a stroke of fate, so the kick flies through. Husker so slowed up, even with the pushback. It actually doesn't do as much as he wants to, because Gambit's positioning is just so damn good. An easy Mystic Snake from the Deucer, killing off the Husker, and he is not getting a lot of momentum. I actually beg the question, do you look towards Roshan? This is a Husker game, right? Like, you want to have the Aegis Immortal. Does OG even have a good lineup to take that?
Not really. They have the Vlads on Seb. If he connects with the Huskar, they can kill it together. But generally, when 2 cores are rushing together, it becomes very obvious. If you're paying attention to the lane
push. And then you're going up against Ravage of Tidehunter.
The team fight on the Radiant is extremely strong in the Roche pit. I don't think OG are interested in ever taking that fight in the pit. The way they want to get Roche is probably get a pick-off or a fight beforehand, and then if they can win that one, they can maybe go there. But if a flat-out 5-on-5 breaks out in the pit, Chainfrost is amazing in the Roche pit.
They're looking to fight. Quick silence over on the Deucer. Doesn't have shields available. Stuns are up as well. Immersion trying to create a little bit of extra space. They're back behind the tower and the shields come up. A 2-man kick. Slowing up No-Tail.
A long cooldown on the Shrine, so Immersion has to run back to base.
Oh, that... Alright, I think Jirax just revealed the fact that there's an observer orb. I don't know if he's trying to bait it so they sentry up near their shrine and they don't sentry on the hill.
Could be.
And that's exactly what happens. Next level play.
Yeah, baited.
But now No-Tail realizes they've also got vision up on the hillside, so they're pinging it out. No-Tail will start the run. FNG does everything he can to slow him down. That's what the Frost Shield's for.
Yes,
you have, yep, and that's what he wants to do to try and stop the Shallow Grave. Nope, he's going to save the mana. You know they can get the kill on those Ogres. Now, Gaze pulls them away from it.
We're saving it in case of a TP. He knows it's the only way No-Tail gets out of there after the rule is used, but this way he also forces the Grave to get cast, which is a 1-minute cooldown on level 1, so actually will not have it available for the next 45 seconds if Gambit do choose to make an aggressive move in this top lane. But, well, it's kind of stabilized now for Gambit. Honestly, Gambit are in a pretty good position right now.
Yeah.
They're farming all 3 cores. They're still approaching this timing. And OG's big farmer is the Sven on Seb, which is not a problem. It's just, it's not really the hero, I think, in this game that you ideally want to be ahead on net worth. I feel like the Radiant have pretty good answers for a strong Sven. The Medusa matchup is not good, first of all. You can't really run in and hit into the Medusa Stone Gaze, or her in general. She's too tanky.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend kind of blows you up until you have BKB in these fights, and you also have to deal with Anchor Smash and Ravage, so...
Yeah. And that's
not easy.
It's a farmed up Tidehunter as well.
Yeah,
so
he has items.
You know that you're going to have all the team fight auras you're going to want to have, just as long as he gets the item builds right. It's just Vlad's into Soul Ring for the moment, but we'll see where he transitions. And Afo, Jirax has already identified the problem. Like, he's put down Observer Wars to at least watch the farm. One of the sentries blocks the easy camp to the mid, and FNG came over to try and do the dewarding, and he may be in a bit of trouble. I don't know if Jirax has enough damage to find the kill through that level 2 Frost Shield, and he says no. He TPs away. But that's one of the wards that's been dewarded. He has to go out and do the other one.
Yep. OG definitely taking good care of these warding missions, basically. They're sending their supports out on their own. Good luck, you know.
Version. Rolling boulder. Can't actually connect onto Notel, but he'll have the slow. And Notel, Shallow Grave. Another 60 seconds on cooldown. Stay with him. That's why Huskar moves over. Lightbreak is available, but they're doing it for the battle for the 10-minute runes. Motion has no other choice but to rolling boulder
Free
away.
runs again for OG. Same as last time. Same logic, too, the way they did it. They sent, like, aggressive support movement. Gambit do fight back, but they lose control a little bit of the runes as a result.
Gambit have just lost control of both bottom runes. Like, it's always Ven who's claiming them. It's always Seb who gets both of them.
Yeah, that's one of the advantages of Sven versus Tide, right? Like, if they are on the same rune, Sven will just stun him, take that one, and run and take the other one. And if Tide ravages, then you force the ravage, which is kind of nice. So, as long as Sven pushes the wave at the right time and is there first, he will generally be able to grab both of them. I feel like this bottom lane is going a bit more Sven favored than I was expecting, though. What Seb is doing is he's just constantly pushing in this wave and then rotating over to farm the hard camp, and as a result, he has 100 CS now, minute 11. So he is getting a lot out of this. I would have thought Tide could stand up to him when he has the Vlads. Just stand in the wave, use Anchor Smash, and then not really care about the splash. You heal so much from this Anchor with the new Anchor Smash and the Vlad's aura that...
He might be worried about the ganks coming in. Like, you have Jirax rotating because they've lost their vision. The one observer what they put defensively got instantly dewarded by the sentry that's blocking the camp that SF was farming with.
You can't play scared in this lane forever, though. Like, you can't give your opponent this much respect. If Jirax is missing all the time, I mean, fair enough, but a lot of the time when he's showing, I feel like Tide is being maybe a little bit too conservative with his play in this lane. But that's pretty much a 1k net worth difference. It's the Sven right now.
What do you think he's holding his skill points for as well? And I say plural, because if my math is correct, he has 2 skill points he hasn't leveled.
True, yeah. That's a good question. I feel like he probably wants skill ravage now, but maybe he doesn't need to fight yet.
Is it like is there a point where it's like, oh, I need the gush damage, or what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually not sure what the logic is here.
Oh, there's the 1 point up in Ravage, and he just put the 4th one in Kraken.
Cracker, yeah. Cracker. Cracker shell.
I did not say that.
No, I did. Mid lane? They're just gonna let him do this for a while?
It seems so. Well,
got half a tower. Now Thompson's finally showing up.
No, they're just continuing farming. Like, I still feel like the status quo is better for Gambit. Yeah, Thompson's getting farm, but like Sven is still putting everything he's got into Aura, so it's going to be a pipe as well as a Vlad's to give him that protection in the engagement. Well, they find bottom lane. They found Jirax over in the tree lines. He'll begin his TP. And, well, okay, don't commit the Ravage to cancel the TP.
I think the problem for Gambit is if they use the Ravage here, they open up Roche. This cooldown is very important for them to have, just in case this fight breaks out. They don't want to use it on support. Even if they use it on 1 core kill, it might not be worth it. That's a very important cooldown in this game.
Mid lane, Thompson's going to have a crack. Notel, not in range, and actually has the slow, the poison touch on cooldown.
Alpha just runs away. He has mech now, mech mana boots, so it's going that Greaves build as expected.
What makes this Greaves so good on the SF?
It's like it's just the timing, right? Like the hero has a lot of spell damage. Think of him, if you think of him more as a utility hero than a right clicker in this strategy.
This is huge. The chain frost. Thompson can't move away. The Ravage, they did not want that TP to happen. Thompson's the big one. And they bring him down. This will be the guaranteed tier 1 tower as well. The trade-off will be the tier 1 tower on bottom. The God Strength Sven beating through it.
Yep. So, yeah, to finish off on this mech conversation on SF, when he goes Greaves, he has mana to use a lot of raises and obviously has the Requiem. He has a lot of magic damage. It solves one of SF's problems, which is he's naturally pretty frail, and now with the Greaves, he's relatively tanky. He still has pretty good right-click damage if it comes to, you know, pushing towers on his own. He just keeps shoving in waves with the raises, and then he can start hitting the tower. As we've seen, he just got the tower now. So it falls off, though. Like, this build has a timing, and it's just perfect for the way Gambit want to play Dota. It's like, this item build is super strong minute 20-25, and that's when they always aim to take these big fights and try to win their games. So...
Into the later game, are you that worried about the fall-off anyway? Because you're going up against a Huskar who's going to naturally fall off as a hero, and then the Deucer kicks into play.
I think Gambit can win this game at any stage of the game. Like, I think they could have won the lanes if they played a bit better. They can win mid-game, they can win late game.
Medusa finding Jirax moving forward, the observe ward's place, and that instantly gets pinged out and de-warded. And OG, we said before, they're not great at doing Roshan. They're actually starting this up, but Sven has not burned the God Strength just yet. Now he's going to use it. So there's no one to come. They're actually all AFK. So easy Roshan, it seems, for OG.
That's the Ravage right there. They do get it. It was a concern the whole time. I think Gambit were aware of it. Like, if we use Ravage, we need to know that they're probably going to go Rosh. And now is the challenging part. Can you defend your towers? It's only a level 9 Huskar minute 15 because he was playing in the dual lane safe lane. So he's not as scary as he would usually be. It's mainly Thompson that's the strong core.
They're fortifying to buy time, still 35 seconds before Ravage is up. Seb comes through the rear, the stun onto the Earth Spirit as Huskar jumps forward, but here's your Chain Frost. They're all grouped up together. OG cannot split this never-ending bounce. It's so much damage! OG under the tower. At least Huskar can find one, but the Aegis is already gone. They're on the run back out of here, and this is a fight without Ravage. Buyback in from the ES. He's TPing over towards the Shrine. He wants to get that control. No way for Huskar to run back out of here. Even gets the kick to slow down Seb, and they put the shield onto Immersion, keeping the Huskar where he is. Another rolling boulder available in 1 second time. Seb's the closest target, but now Gambit realize they're in a little bit too far. A quick boulder roll down before the silence kicks into place. Seb, can he go for more of this? It's a two-man kick, so the slow's up. Immersion should have enough distance to get another rolling boulder up, but now Gambit, they turn in, looking for the fight. Seb thought he had the fight, but they thought the rest of Gambit backed off. They did for half a second, but now they are there in strength. And OG will not find the fight or the pick that they were looking for.
So OG managed to, or did not manage, let's rephrase that. OG wanted to get this mid tower. We're going to see this fight in the replay here. So Seb goes in behind, they go on the Earth Spirit.
Oh, that Chain Frost.
Awesome Chain Frost. The SF comes in for the mech. Gets off a really nice Requiem here onto the Razor and Dazzle. Shallow Grave doesn't even come out in time. Immersion does end up dying to Poison Touch, but the fight's already over here. This was a 5-on-5 without Ravage and with Aegis, and they lost. That is a big concern, because the next time it's going to be so much easier for Gambit. They can kill the Huskar. They will have the Ravage to work with.
They'll have a blink dagger to position the Ravage as well.
Tide. I think OG flat out can't fight anymore in this game until they get BKBs. I think any team fight they look for, they're going to lose. When you're playing Huskar, that feels bad. You know, you want to group up, you want to get stuff done, but if they try to push this tower, I don't see it. There's no glyph and they're not in position, so they might actually get it.
They're coming again. The Tidehunter is TPing in over on the trees, and thanks to the shield, the town survives a long time, and now your Ravage pops, connecting over on 3, and another Chain Frost. It's back up. At least this one won't continue to bounce, but it's only because Huskar died. So did Dazzle on the back line. Seb slowed up, a 3-man Stormbolt, but the rest of Gambit, all 5 together. The stun's up. Yeah, you can close your distance on Sven, but actually they just separate once again. They play so well around the Grimscrow stun that OG, they think they have the power, and back-to-back fights for Gambit put them in such a great position.
I think they're feeling the pressure, but I think these fights are not possible. It looked for a moment like OG were going to get that tower because, you know, Glyph was on cooldown, but then there's the Lich armor and they TP in, and they still just win that fight, hands down, no problem.
60% damage reduction on the buildings.
Well, it's good. It's a good spell.
Yep. And the fact that OG kept walking under it too, so they're all getting hit by the Frost Shield.
You generally, I would say, you almost never fight into a Frost Shielded tower. There's so few situations where that's favorable. Your whole lineup gets slowed down, they take damage, you're not going to be able to break the tower during the fight if there's any benefit in that. So enemy heroes can't TP in or whatever. Yeah, Gambit, I don't know if that was a plant bait from the beginning, because they only had 2 heroes mid, but the other heroes were able to connect in time, and then, you know, it looks easy. And to be fair, that fight was relative.
Yeah, it really was.
That was not the hardest one to execute for them. The one before was harder.
Yeah. I actually noticed too that Tide didn't finish the Blink Dagger straight up. Like, he was very close to it. I think he just bought a straight up hood.
Yeah, he's going pipe. They want to end the game soon, I think. Maybe. Maybe that's the plan. They're looking at these fights and they're like, wow, these fights are really easy. Let's just go high ground.
That's the ticket. That's what Gambit loves, right? Like, that's how Gambit were able to 3-0 OG during the Winter Madness. They're just saying, all right, run at him. Give him no space to breathe. Add a lot of pressure. And watch the roster of OG. You have to keep in mind that OG are still trying to test out this roster to see if this new 1 position can work and how the whole team as a group works.
I would say, for me, across OG's games in this tournament so far, win or lose, I think their biggest weakness has been drafting, actually. I think across their games, most of the time, they are not really on the winning side in the draft.
That seems crazy considering at TI, like they were the ones who were controlling the draft. They were the ones who were saying like, we feel good, we're playing the style of Dota that we want to play, that we believe in.
I know, we'll see. They are making some adaptations in this tournament so far, but I think still in the majority of their games, it's not looking too hot top lane. Seb.
FNG was the bait, Seb fell for it, surrounded by 4 heroes. He triggers off the pipe to try and turn, but no way to survive this. The runes do spawn up, so OG excited to claim a bunch of them. As okay, ILTV, that's not what you want. They're moving forward, and here comes the shield once again, and Immersion with the rolling boulder forward, finding Huskar. Shallow Grave from Notal will buy a little bit of time, but not enough. In fact, while they kill off Huskar, Immersion's already moving on to the next kill, keeping the control on Notal, kick him back into the pit. And it is 19-3 on the kill count. Yes, it's only a 3k gold advantage, but damn, the Deucer and the SF are becoming so much stronger now.
I think they can plan to go high ground soon. Maybe the idea for Gambit here is get the next Roche before they do it, if they want to play it very safe. But you gotta think, like, this Medusa now is starting to get really big, and the reason the OG isn't further behind on gold than they are is that Thompson's been farming a lot. But you're a Razor, you're 21 minutes in, you've been in 2 kills, you've barely had any presence at all. Finally working toward that BKB, which he will claim in perhaps a few minutes. Sven is not even buying one. Huskar is miles away from one. He's starting to build a halberd that Kyle was talking about against Medusa. Great item, for sure it is. Yeah. But it's not really the Medusa winning the fights yet. Like, she hasn't been the primary problem. No, it's all the spell damage.
Lane, goodbye Jirax.
Just dead.
He tried to create space. He was pushing the mid lane, or using the Stroke of Fate to damage the mid lane, and then push heavily on the bottom. Get someone to TP back. Get someone to be controlled.
Yeah. Anyway, drawing on the map, he probably like, either he's saying they're all up here, or they just moved away, so now this area is clear. Either way. Maybe
like, create space for Thompson, but I feel so sad. I mentioned this before the game. I think I even said this yesterday. Goodbye Huskar. Just how sad it is to see Thompson not on a big nuke, a big playmaker hero, which you kind of expect from him. And a Razor is like a run at you. Literally, like, his ability got changed so he can run at you faster. But his S and Y, his skill point is BKB now. it's
Thompson did play a good Razor game yesterday, and he played a good Troll game, so they might be trying... OG might have a different read on how they need to play this patch compared to the previous one, because they haven't been playing Thompson's trademark heroes very much. Monkey King, Pugna, Wind Ranger, Invoker. We haven't seen those 4 picks from the whole tournament. 0 games have they played these heroes, so maybe they think this is what they need to do, but it's not really showcasing some of the stuff Thompson got famous for at TI so far. It's not really playing to his true strength, I would say. It's not that he's bad at Razor or Troll. His Troll game yesterday was great. It's just like the flow of these games. Yeah, it's a bit. It feels a bit off for OG.
Gambit's coming up. Thompson's actually out of mana. He gets hit by 1 Mystic Snake and he's out. At least the Poison Touch will, I don't know, get in the eyes of Gambit as they go high ground with a double damage Deucer. Tier 3 tower falls quickly. They've got Pipe, they've got Ravage. They're looking to fight now, Gambit. They're forcing a reaction from OG, and OG will finally now give one as a melee Rex is almost dead. Thompson running forward, stealing the damage, trying to be that big factor, push him away. Do they have enough to actually bring down Thompson? He's got 280 stolen damage, popping most of it into the SF, who just racked all the way back up, but Thompson still goes down. Now the Ravage will pop. 3 heroes hit. Jirax the only one not affected by it, and even though Afro was not there, he'll come back in through the sides, looking to be involved, trying to man a dodge away from Seb, who's got the chase going. Buybacks out from the Dazzle, chasing him the tree lines. Deucer is finally brought down. That's the big kill from OG. He was the frontliner. He was actually the final source of damage for Gambit's push. Sven's got 1 more stun, but this is a level 17 Tidehunter. Starts his TP, stuns not available, and he will not tick inside the fountain.
See ya, nerds.
Is this now when they can go for Roshan? Ravage is down, they can do it again.
That was pretty good for OG, and that's the BKB. This whole fight is Thompson's BKB. It's what enables absolutely everything. If he doesn't have the BKB, then the game actually ends, or the lane at least is gone.
Watch Immersion.
He has to have it.
Spirit is king at stealing Roshan's. Problem is they need to have some information. SF TP's in, but he comes underneath the Dire Observer ward, so Roshan down to 2k HP. Look for that rolling boulder to come in. The timing is right now. The SF gives the information. Immersion, he's just sitting there watching. Aegis Immortal and Cheese both picked up. by Huskar.
That's a big moment. This could maybe buy OG enough time to get their Huskar toward the BKB. Maybe he still just finishes the Halberd first. It looks to be the case. He has a Sange at least.
They have a 70-second window before Ravage is up.
Yep. But this is a really key moment here. This is a Medusa with double damage, but the timing from Thompson here, getting in, they didn't finish this melee Rax. It was so low, and has this full drain running, just targeting the drain, goes onto Shadow Fiend, forces basically 2 cores away on his own, taking advantage of the Gambit's lineup's lack of single target physical damage. That's the price you pay on Shadow Fiend when you go this build.
Yeah.
Is that you can't really kill this Razor yet. And Medusa is a spread damage carry, so she doesn't have focus fire damage either, and that's the moment of opportunity for OG.
Yeah, that's actually when you need Alpha to finish off the Huskar. Like, Huskar was so low on life, but SF needed to be there to hit him.
Yep. And he was zoned off by Thompson's aggressive play, so that was good stuff out of OG.
I took it, boys. I took it for the team.
He looked a bit uncertain if that was good. This guy's like, great, we lost the fight. Woo!
That was probably at the beginning of the fight. You had that chuckle.
It's immersion on Earth Spirit. We lost Roche.
Crap.
All right, well, let's see what OG are going to do with it. Are we going to see the same trap again? It's a different story this time. Sven has a Crimson Guard. We have a Yule's pickup as well onto Jerax, and
nice Observer Ward. And with the Sentry, they get a lot of information. They understand that Jerax is sitting behind him and no one else, but no-tell, they wrap around the bottom instead. Medusa is still pushing in top lane while that's going on with a catapult. They're not going to be too scared about it against the tier 3 tower unless they believe it's the real one. Yeah, the Gambit does not want to come out here. The Observer Ward's on the low ground. They do not have the hill, so they cannot see around it. But here we go again with Medusa.
OG aren't really accomplishing anything, though. They're just standing
They'll have to back up. One Mystic Snake and a couple of split shots, and their tier 3 tower is being attacked.
Yep. Gambit are playing them here.
Look at the TPs coming in. TP out very quickly. The stun from Seb needs to fly. Meanwhile, Ravage on top of Thompson. He got left behind. The BKB TP out. They know they don't have enough damage for him, so they turn their attention over towards the Huskar. Remember, the Medusa already was able to retreat, and this is the Aegis of the Immortal. Again, it's going to be blown without OG getting what they wanted, which was a kill. It was a tower. It was a Rax. It was something. Maybe it's ILTV getting himself out of here. Shallow Grave creates some space. Seb's coming back in. Careful there. Stormbolt is going to hit on absolutely everyone. Requiem of Soul started to wind up, but they've already killed off the Huskar, so not required anymore. Thanks to the Magnetize, OG very uncertain to stay around, and once again, Jerax looking to be the punching bag. 3 deaths to his name. They couldn't get the gush off. Still battling around during nighttime, so vision is difficult. Seb's burning up on the shrine. They blink forward. Now they get the information over on Jerax, bringing him down for 44 seconds without buyback. But Deuce is having her own battle against Thompson. Steal the damage all you want. Thompson just keeps showing his back to him. Real men don't look at Deucer. Not alive men, at least.
Oh, Thompson has no TP.
Wait, actually, yeah, they're TPing over the Tide Hunter, looking for Thompson. Remember, he's still got a hell of a lot of stolen damage, 280 points of it, but now it's gone. Aphro's there, but Immersion, he's the bigger one, brawling forward, finding Seb. They'll isolate Sven. They still wanted to get the kill over on Thompson if it was possible, but they'll take Seb 52 seconds without a Sven. But they're not pushing the lane. They're not taking a lane of Rax just yet.
It's still, this is a really good play from Gambit, though, overall, if you look at how they approach the situation. They know OG are 5-man mid, but they also know they're a bit hesitant to really commit for this tower, probably based on what happened at the mid-tier 1 earlier in the game. So they sent this Medusa top, keep her pushing the wave, slowly but steadily gets into the tower, forces 2 TPs back, and OG TP'd in full vision, so they saw 2 TPs coming up there on the Medusa. She 4 steps away, and then they instantly go at the other side of the map because they know, wait a second, they TP'd 2 heroes right in front of me?
Yeah.
We'll fight 4-on-3 at the other place, and just run in, waste off the Aegis and the cheese. So now all of OG's advantage that they got out of that bottom fight is just gone. They accomplished nothing with Aegis cheese, and now they've lost map control again. So Gambit, again, clearly in the driver's seat in this game.
Yeah, they pushed out the bottom. They took the farm. Thompson, Immersion, shields up and right on top of the Razor. He's lost so much life so early on, but Gambit can't finish the job. Thompson got a little bit more distance thanks to his BKB just walk out. But maybe Thompson with the Shallow Grave. Ravage will pop. Everyone's stunned up and they're stoned up. They are got nowhere to go. OG. Seb is on the run out of here, but he cannot run from Gambit. 60 seconds without 2 cores. OG call it 30-4. It took almost 30 minutes for this game, but Gambit sealed the deal. Don't you love it when you're right, Sin?
Ah, NA panel.
Two of them are European.
It's still NA panel.
3 of them are European if we're going to count Paul.
It's so to